As the world reacts to the coronavirus pandemic, analysts are warning of ways the crisis can be exploited. We are calling this disaster capitalism. Basic medical necessities, your face masks, hand wash, sanitisers, they are in many cases being sold at inflated prices online as demand soars. And while US authorities have struggled to make testing available, some private companies are said to be offering home tests for those who can pay. There's also growing concern of alleged congressional insider trading after two senators sold stocks following a White House briefing. That was before the markets crashed. And there are fears governments might use the crisis to implement political agendas as well. China's already announced it'll relax environmental supervision to try to boost its economy. We'll talk about this with Sam Pizzigatti, who is an associate fellow at the Institute for Policy Studies. He's on Skype from Washington, D.C. Thank you for your time, sir. I think the first thing we have to say...
Thank you for having me.
I think the first thing we have to say is that regardless of our outrage, this is going to happen, isn't it? Someone will always find a way to benefit from others' misfortune.
Yes, I think benefit at two levels. You have sort of the penny ante price gouging that's going on. The Attorney General of Michigan just brought suit for price gouging against one of the largest home supply companies in the United States, Menards. So you have that sort of situation. But then you also have a bigger situation where corporate elites are trying to use this disaster as they've used disasters in the past, and that is to push through corporate-friendly agendas that couldn't get through in normal times.
OK, I'll come back to that in a moment. I just want to go back to, because we're actually looking at some pictures, where are they from? Prague, actually, of a Costco with people lined up around the block, and they probably want to go in there and buy some hand sanitizer and some wipes and such things. These are out of stock. There are people buying up lots of them. I've seen cases of people buying up lots of them and then trying to sell them on eBay. What can be done to stop that? Is it a case of a government stepping in? A platform like eBay can step in as well?
Yes, I think there are a number of things that can be done, but they can be done through the criminal justice system. There are all sorts of statutes on the books in states across the country that define and prohibit price gouging. So on that front, we're fairly well covered if we have a will in prosecutorial offices to push back against the price gougers.
What about I mentioned this briefly just before we came to you, this apparent insider trading? I mean, the fact that it could be going on at a congressional level is really quite something, but it could also be happening all over the place, couldn't it?
Yes, it could, and that's more difficult to catch and prosecute. But again, it can be done if there's a political will, and it'll be very interesting to see how Congress now handles the charges against the senator from North Carolina, who's been accused of insider trading to the tune of millions and millions of dollars.
Sam Pizzigatti joining us from Washington today. We really appreciate your insights. Thank you for that.
Thank you.